Visiting Malcolm. Hello, Malcolm.
Hello. So we have here a story in Odyssey of a Colt Python, 1970s, I believe.
Yes.
From a customer in California. And at some point in this firearms history, it's a family heirloom gun, had the action modified for competition use, but it was modified in a way to where the gun was basically rendered inoperable. It would bind up across multiple chambers randomly, and this took up many blocks of time to get this finally running, along with multiple parts and so forth. What did you find, Malcolm?
What you could see, that cylinder, it would overtime, it would undertime. The action was so weak that if you could get it to time up, you got light hits and it wouldn't go off. So once we got into it, the mainspring, you can see how it's been modified and bent. So this was useless.
Yeah, people bend springs. I don't know why they do that.
They think they can make it better than factory.
On 1911s, that's the thing with the sear spring, but on these guns, it's not.
No. And then here, you can see how they polish this little edge off. That's the edge that makes everything work. And they messed that up. And with a Colt, everything is related. Everything is so finely fit that if you modify one part, the next three things down the line now are out of sync. They polished up along the lifter. I guess they thought they were making the hand, they were making it smoother. Instead, they made it to where it didn't engage properly. The cylinder bolt, they put such a radical angle on here that if you pull the trigger quickly like you would in competition, the cylinder just overrode everything.
At one point, we had this trigger in the freezer for a bit, didn't we?
We did. One of the old school fixes for this was to drill and tap the trigger and put an over travel stop in there.
Had it in the freezer to try to free up the screw because it was jammed in the wrong position. And we needed to remove or adjust that. So we machined that out and re-tapped it and got it back into the gun. All right, so let's see how this thing works.
So now the gun does what it's supposed to. With a Python, as soon as you start to move the hammer of the trigger, that bolt should start to drop. And you can see there, so as soon as we start to pull the trigger, the bolt drops out of place, releasing the cylinder. So now, as the hammer's cocked, the bolt drops out of place, the hand rotates the cylinder, and just before it comes to full cock, the bolt snaps up in place to lock the cylinder in place, correctly timed, as the hammer comes to full cock. Double action. It is smooth. And single action. This is how it was supposed to work when it left the factory.
All right, well, let's go shoot it. Malcolm is going to load up some 38 Special. Obviously, we could load 357 Magnum. I'm trying to keep this, the impact to the revolver as minimal as possible. Forward signature. All right, clean set of rounds there. Do a little faster this time now. All right. That was very satisfying. Thank you, Malcolm.